This world is like made of multiple layers. We as humans live in one layer, and there are other beings who live in other layers. Let's say you are Shiva Bhakta and you're doing Panchakshari Mantra, Namah Shivaya Mantra. The aim is to have Shiva live in your heart. So when Shiva lives in your heart, this becomes the Garbhagriha of the temple.
Yes.
When this is the Garbhagriha, this body becomes the Kshetra. And then the Kshetrapala becomes the one who protects you.
Let's say in Kashi, it's Shiva, it's Ganesha. And they are all such powerful energies. Why do they need protection?
All the asuras in the Puranas who had to do tapas for so long just to get his blessings, just to get his boon. Why did he have to do tapas, that kind of ugra tapas, when he's easily pleased? Easily pleased is one thing, giving you what you want is another thing. The oracle system is actually the most ancient spiritual practice that man knows. In any indigenous practice, in any indigenous society, if you look back at what is their most ancient form of spirituality, there's always been through the oracles, through the shamans. When we say Kshetrapala, they come immediately when you need help. You don't need to do japa. Just that taking their name itself is enough.
Why is that Bhairava temples are usually found in the boundaries of towns and cremation grounds? Have you seen this board, Good Vibes Only? I think today a lot of us, we kind of believe in the concept of vibe. Like, this my vibe, we vibe together. But what does it actually mean? And now, if a stronger word like energy can be brought into play, now we talk about good energy, bad energy. And now, today I think the bigger question is, do we understand energy well? Talking about vibes, talking about energy, and now talking about the unseen. Again, we talk about God, universe, manifestation, all these concepts, law of attraction, all of it probably riding on the foundation of energy, right? If there is so much in the world which is around energy, which is because of energy, today I think here I am in Just Curious India exploring another form of energy, which probably we have heard in the form of Bhairava, but another name which is probably another form of Bhairava in the name Sangli Karuppan, who is deity or Devata. These questions are to be answered probably in a deeper form today, because today it's truly a privilege to host one and only Shree Ji, who's a renowned author, speaker on Hinduism, spirituality, occult, and I think today we'll have a better understanding of Devatas, deities, occult world, the unseen, oracles, all of it. So, Shree Ji, firstly, welcome to Just Curious India. How are you?
I'm good. Namaskaram. Shri Mahaganapati Namah. Karuppan.
I think, sir, the topics that you're representing, these are all topics which will always rake in that curiosity, because there is always misinformation or doubts associated with it, or at times fear, or at times even fence sitters trying to question. These are all something, probably science doesn't vouch for. So firstly, before I dig deep, you're a young chap yourself at 40, but you've been exploring all of this since a kid, right? The energies and the occult world, tantras and the deities, oracles, devatas, devas and all of it. So how are you balancing your curiosities with this world and the real world?
I don't think of that as this world and the real world. Both are the same world only. And since my background is, I am a third generation Indian born in Singapore. My parents were born in Singapore. My grandparents came to Singapore at a very young age.
Mm-hmm.
So when people leave their homeland and move to another country, they hold on very strongly to their beliefs from their homeland.
That's
It
right.
keeps them, rooted.
Mm-hmm.
So when we talk about how we got into these beliefs, when the first migration happened to in Singapore, a lot of these villagers, they brought sand from their village and brought it to Singapore, and that was how the first shrines of Grama Devata, Kshetrapalakas and these beings were established. And since I was a young kid, I've always grown up with this religious spiritual angle. In Singapore, every Tuesday when I was a kid, my mom would bring me to the Durga temple where we would be doing the Rahu Kala Puja, where we would be cutting lemons and making diyas of these lemons for Ma Durga. Every Saturday, my godmother, my mom's elder sister, she would bring me to the Hanuman Swami temple where we would be offering Tulsi Mala and singing bhajans for Hanuman Swami. So since I was a young child, I grew up in this environment. And when we talk about like occult, so Singapore is a melting pot. We have multiple races, Chinese, Malays, Indians, multiple religion. So a lot of these occult beliefs, you realize it is not particular to any one race or religion. It is a common language that we as human beings have with that unknown. So that's how I got my interest, you can say, with these subjects.
Firstly, what is occult? How do we understand occult? Because it's usually associated with something very negative, being possessed, or I don't know, black magic. Not even sure if the world understands this the right way, the way it's supposed to be. Yeah.
So occult can have many, many meanings. So example, in Tamil traditions, you have people, example, a woman who passed away while she was pregnant. Her being is not, in a safe space. She's still loitering around. But this is not a thing that is particular to just the Indic people. Even in Indonesia, you would have the same kind of things that are talked about, like a Pontianak, a Kuntianak, these kind of beings that they generally say a woman who died in pregnancy. So in Indonesian and Malaysian areas, we have these beliefs among the local people. When a woman who has passed on while she is pregnant, her soul is restless, so she loiters around, and they tell when other women who are pregnant they shouldn't go out at this hour, certain things that you should not do when you are pregnant to protect yourself from these kind of restless energies. And these kind of beliefs and stories are also in a lot of these South Indian villages where they try and pacify anyone who has died a death, like an accident,
untimely
death, where the energy is not just the soul, that area itself will have a negative connotation, a negative vibe to it. And if someone is in a sensitive space, let's say a child who's just been newborn, its aura is very sensitive. A pregnant woman, her aura will be very sensitive.
Even during menstruation.
Yes. So to counter these, whenever there's negative, there's always positive. So our cultures all around the world, we also had positive beings to counter these negative beings, be it Kshetrapalas, being guardian deities, and so on and so forth.
So too many things just opened up. So firstly, you spoke about the restless energies, right? I think there is a doubt here. When somebody passes away, there was a culture wherein we always used to say rest in peace. Today, I think in India, it has probably pivoted towards Om Shanti. So firstly, what is your understanding as to why is that we used to say rest in peace when somebody passed away? Like,
so I think because of the melting pot of culture right now, we have taken on a lot of the Western words and Western beliefs, and rest in peace is actually not an Indic term. It's more of a Christian Abrahamic term. Usually we would say attain Satgati. Right? So for Indic beliefs, when we say someone has a lifeline until, let's say, 90, 80, that does not mean you can step into a main road and get hit by a truck and nothing will happen to you. It's been the time that has been given to you. So let's say you are supposed to have a lifeline until 80 and you have an untimely death. So until that time is up, you are going to
loiter around. So that's the basic understanding.
Yes, that's the basic understanding.
Accidents happening, it's again not that that's part of the destiny. That could
Yeah.
be an added layer which is just come in.
Yeah, so because destiny is very complex.
Why do you say that?
There's this saying where no man can escape his fate,
Mm-hmm.
but every man can choose his destiny. You can
Say that again.
No man can escape his fate,
fate.
but every man can choose his destiny. You can't choose the way you go. That is destined. But you can choose how you live your life. So that is the
Got it. So that's the restless energies. Bit which you've addressed and reminded us to probably use Sadgati. Let them attain Sadgati is what we probably can pray for. You spoke about aura. Like usually during pregnancy or even during menstruation, a woman's aura is usually weaker. Can you help us understand what happens when the aura is weak, and what happens when the aura is usually strong? How does it affect the human body, the psychology?
we first have to understand that we do not live in this world alone, right? We
Meaning?
inhabit this world is like made of multiple layers. We as humans live in one layer, and there are other beings who live in other layers.
Multiple layers being?
Multiple layers. Example: we have the astral realm, we have the mental realm, we have the emotional realm. So these are all superimposed on each other. So we as a human, we are not just living in one realm. We also have the energy body, we also have the astral body, we also have the mental body, we also have the emotional body. Right? All of these constitute the human being. So example, when we say possession or something negative happening, people have a very limited understanding of such a term. So there could be environmental possession. So you are normal. Only when you go to this particular place, something feels off. Right?
Okay.
So you could go about in a normal day, all is fine. Whenever you go to this particular place or you go to a particular relative's home, energy seems to be off. You come back sick.
Why is that? Because again, you spoke about certain energies getting trapped in a particular place.
Yeah. So even if, for example, someone has died and passed on, right, that anguish that they faced stays in that area. So they might have left, they might have attained Sadgati, but that psychic energy of anger and pain and all that is still down there.
Okay.
Example, we go to a place where someone has committed suicide, right? Even if it has been 100 years, right, the person might have attained Sadgati already. But that place still has a kind of energy.
Then what has to be done for the energy to be purified then?
Then there are pujas to be done. There are both the Vedic kind of pujas and the non-Vedic traditional village kind of pujas. Anything that, because if something is negative, you can change it into positive, right? So that is the environmental kind of thing. So when we are normal, nothing phases us, right?
Okay.
Example, let's say someone is a strong person. They go about their life normally. But if they just gone through a breakup or sudden loss in their family, like their father who has been their, their strength, they lost their father suddenly. They get heartbroken, right? That's when your aura becomes weaker. In normal times, you are normal. The same way, when someone is going through a pregnancy, a lot of things is going on in the body of the woman. So her aura gets weak. And a newborn baby, it's just come to this world. So it has not even gotten the chance to actually build an aura for itself. So at this point of time, the aura is weak. And since we live in this world inhabited by all manner of things, these energies can also affect us. So that's why in Tamil culture, for example, we say there's this goddess called Periyachiyamman.
Periyachiyamma.
Periyachiyamma is the goddess who protects pregnant women and newborn children. So just like we say there are these negative things, or like let's say a woman who died of pregnancy, who may affect negatively a woman who's pregnant or newborn child, there are positive forces that also protect. So in the olden days, when they said when a woman is at that peak period of pregnancy, and you have rules where you can't go to a temple, you can't do this, you can't do that, but you can always worship her, because this particular form of divinity doesn't have these rules. And she will always be like this old lady who will come to you in your dreams and protect you and protect your child, and to make sure that the childbirth goes successfully. And in the next 30 days before you enter a temple, she will be protecting you. So in Tamil culture, we will have, after 30 days, you will do a puja for her. And this puja, a man cannot get involved.
This Periyashi.
Yes. So after the 30 days of the child being born, the women of the family will get together. They will cook. They will do a puja offering to the goddess. Only they can eat. The men are not even allowed to touch the food.
Oh, that's a tradition.
That's the tradition. Just like when we have the Ayyappa Swami tradition, where men are supposed to go, we also have these traditions where only women are allowed to do these things.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. I think we are from Karnataka, and probably rest of India. I think there are many cultures like these which is very rooted to a particular state, or a culture, I guess, family or tradition, basically. Very interesting. So now we understood the aura, and how there are these positive and negative energies helping us through the journey. So firstly, what is your understanding of positive and negative energies? Why is that certain energies are negative, and why is that certain why is that certain energies are positive? Is it that energies which are meant to create harm and trouble to others are called negative, and the ones which are there to protect you, guide you, help you prosper, now those are positive energies, is it right?
So we live in a world of dualities. So whenever there is man, there is woman, right? So whenever there's good, there will always be bad. And when I say good and bad, it can be relative. So when we say good and bad energy, when we talk about, let's say, Jyotisha, someone says, oh, you have good Venus energy on you, so you will live a good material life, but that could impede you in your spiritual part because you become too comfortable. Someone might say, oh, you're having Shani Dasha right now. Shani is bad, Shani is negative. But he could make you become extremely strict with yourself and extremely disciplined. And so that when you become successful, it's the kind of success that stays. Right? So it's not so simple as negative and positive. It depends on the person.
Very situational.
Very situational. Now when I'm talking about particular beings, Devatas and the opposite of Devatas, the beings, example, people who died of certain issues, they're not bad. They are just like us, right? We are embodied, they are disembodied. That's the only difference.
Yes,
right?
But they still haven't.
They haven't moved on.
Why is that they haven't moved on? Because their
lifeline, their lifeline is not gone yet.
That is one, and other one is they still have some.
Yeah, that anger, anguish,
unfulfilled.
Unfulfilled desires, anger, jealousy, a lot of that, revenge. So that is still driving them. So they cannot move on to the next place. So when I say the good Devatas, Daivas and all that, they don't destroy these beings. They are protecting us while in this world, but they are also helping them move along.
Oh.
Because they are the same as us.
Yeah. Like you said, we have a body, they don't.
Yeah. So, like example in Kashi, so people think a place which is holy, like a Kshetra, there's only going to be good energy. No, there will be a lot of Dura Atmas also down there. They are also praying for Sadgati, right? So if you go to Kashi, you might think, oh, it's a holy place, nothing bad might happen, but a lot of bad might happen if you do not know how to protect yourself.
Meaning, example?
So that Kashi as a place is filled with a lot of Atmas. So there is this belief that if you go to Kashi, if you burn your body in Kashi, then you are immediately gone. It's not exactly true. So a great saint once said that just by being in Kashi, if you become enlightened, then all the frogs and fishes in the river of Kashi will also become enlightened. It's not so simple. It's a holy place for sure. So a lot of times Dur-Atmas are also there. They are also worshipping. They are also down there. The only difference is they could be a great Shiva Bhakta, but now has passed away. He still has some time left. He will also be worshipping. There might be people who died of extreme circumstances. They are down there. They don't know what's happening, right? So I've told my shishyas before, like sometimes people go to Kshetras to get better, right? To solve some problems, but they come back with even more problems because they don't understand these things. And sometimes if you are going to a Kshetra and you have extreme doshas in your life, that could be the place where you don't even return back.
Example?
So I had a friend who had very bad Pitru dosha.
Pitru dosha, for layman's understanding, is?
His ancestors were not satisfied. They have not looked after their ancestors. They have not done any prayers to make sure they go on to the next life and things like that. His father passed away and he wanted to do the prayers at Kashi. The moment he stepped foot in Kashi, his cancer that was in remission for a long time immediately started back.
Oh, damn.
Right? And even recently, when people went for Mahakumbh, they are all going to take a dip so that they can get rid of all their doshas, whatever Pitu doshas or Naga doshas they have. And some of them got caught in stampedes. The place where they went to actually get rid of their doshas is the place which actually they got trapped. So karma is very, very complex in this way.
Radha by Rapid Rashmi. It's my very own sari brand, born from stories, culture, and the love we all share for the timeless drapes. Sari handpicked with care, every color chosen with emotion, every collection is crafted for women who wants credibility, affordability, and absolute uniqueness. So, with these examples, one has to understand it's never a straight line. There are too many dynamics.
Yeah, there's too many dynamics.
Like a tiramisu, like too many layers.
Yes.
Okay. So I think you were talking about Kshetras, so like how Kashi, for example, you would like to continue the story? Yeah.
So different Kshetras have different energies, and that's why you need to understand how to actually navigate a Kshetra. Who are the people, or who are the deities you have to make sure you interact with. For example, every Kshetra has a Kshetrapala.
Right. Can you help us understand these things? Because down south, the Tirtha Kshetra visits, like visiting all the Punya Kshetras, it's big. Like you have your Dharmasthala, you have Tirupati, you have your Madurai Meenakshi. I mean, too many things. I think south is probably more known for these temple tourism and all of it. Of course, north has its own contribution. But you did spoke about every Kshetra will have an energy. You have to be careful when you make a choice. So firstly, can you help us understand? Because as a kid, I remember I'm just another tail when my parents are visiting. You also pay a visit, right? But as when you grow, like you have your own logical reasoning, your own thinking capacities, when you start questioning the concept of God, energies, once you experience, probably you kind of trust it more. Or probably the seekers will always keep trying to, explore the unknown. So keeping all of this in mind, how should one start their journey with the Kshetras? And what should the intent be when they do that?
So different Kshetras, the deity or the main form or the Paradevata of the Kshetra is in a different mood. Let's say Shiva. Shiva is universal. But in each Kshetra, he has been installed in a different mood.
Example?
Right? In Pashupatinath, in Kathmandu, he's in a very giving mode. So that Kshetra is in a mode where whatever desires you have, you go there, he fulfills for you. Right?
Okay.
In Kashi, he's in a more disciplinarian mode. He's so compassionate that he wants to get rid of your negative karmas, even if it would be very painful in the short run. So in Kashi, it's like a root canal treatment, I would tell people. It's painful but necessary. While other Kshetras have the punya giving aspect. One is papa clearing Kshetras, one is punya giving Kshetras.
So like Pashupatinath is a punya giving Kshetra.
Yes.
Kashi is a papa
papa clearing Kshetra.
Kshetra. Oh my god. And there are many Jyotirlings down south.
Yeah.
So what are
So
they?
every Shiva is in a different mode, right? Sri Sailam, Shiva is in one mode. Kashi Shiva is in another mode. Mahakal in Ujjain is in another mode. So when you want to visit Kshetras, I know that spiritual tourism is a thing. People just hop on a bus and go to 10 different Kshetras. That is not exactly how the benefits of Kshetras were supposed to be.
Okay.
So
And how was it supposed to be?
So when you're supposed to go to a Kshetra, you need to prepare your body. You need to prepare your mind to be receptive to the energy of a Kshetra. Right?
So how to do that?
So usually the Shastras would recommend, the original text would recommend before you go to a Kshetra, you make a sankalpa to the Devata of that Kshetra.
Harke they call in.
Saying that I am coming to visit you, please, give me a good darshan. And then align with the energy of that Kshetra. If it's Shiva, there are a lot of Shiva stotras, Shiva stutis. Before you do a short anushtana, a spiritual practice, like doing 21 times of that stotra for the next 9 days, 21 days. So you infuse that energy of the Devata within you.
So why should we do that?
To cleanse, because throughout the day we do all kinds of things. We say all kinds of words, We need to clear the instruments of our body first before we are receptive to the energy of the Devata. Right? So even in daily practice, if someone is in a basic spiritual practice, you do Achamanam. Om Achyutaya Namaha, Om Anantaya Namaha, Om Govindaya Namaha. First thing you say Achyuta to cleanse your speech faculty. Because throughout the day you eat all kind of food, you say all kinds of negative things. Right? Om Anantaya Namaha to cleanse the faculty of the mind. We might not have hurt someone physically, but we might have thought negative thoughts. We cleanse the thoughts. And Om Govindaya Namaha, we cleanse your heart, emotions, feelings. Right? So this is the basic thing people do in daily spiritual practice. Those who are initiated.
Even women can do?
Everyone can do.
Because I think these were all primarily restricted to a particular community before, or
No, the names of gods is never restricted. Right? So, example, I had one Shisha doctor who used to travel all around the world, and he met me when I was in Singapore. And he's like, I want to do spiritual practice, I want to do sadhana, but I'm always in airports, I'm always in hotels, I don't have the capacity to do. So I saw him wearing this tulsi mala in his hand. I said, okay, it's fine, you just, whenever you're in a cab, whenever you're in airports, take it out, say Ram Nama Japa, and one day you'll get into a position where you can do proper mantra sadhana. And within a year, he got in a proper place to do mantra sadhana. So the name of God doesn't have restrictions.
Thank you for guiding us on Achyutaya Namaha, Anantaya Namaha, Govindaya Namaha.
Yes.
So now that it cleanses your mouth, your head, and the heart, it's done. I think you were talking about how we need to align ourselves, be prepared energy-wise, at the same time, sankalpa, all of that. And after that is when you are ready to visit the Kshetra, is it?
When you visit the Kshetra, so you need to know about the Kshetra. So there's two main beings other than the main deity of a Kshetra. Most of the time, there will be two beings. One will be Ganesha, and one will be a Kshetrapala of the Kshetra.
Apart from the main Deva.
Yeah.
Like in this case, let's say we are talking about
Kashi.
So
Kashi, there's Dundiraj Vinayak.
Okay.
So what happens is a lot of people rush to see Kashi Vishwanath. And then they come back. They do not do anything else. But the entire process of visiting Kashi Vishwanath himself has mentioned in his Skanda Puran. He said, first you have to visit my son. If you do not visit my son and you visit me straight, you do not get punya. So he himself has said it.
So it is Dundiraj.
Dundi Vinayak, Dundiraj. They call him the Prince of Kashi. He's just right at the entrance before you see Kashi Vishwanath.
So I went to Kashi in 2020.
Hmm.
You know, very funnily, I mean, after listening to you, it's like a slap on my face because first thing that I went to was to Manikarnika Ghat. You know, it's like without knowing, you know, you just go like tourist and, you know, you explore all your Banaras silk sarees, eat food, do all the boat rides along the ghats, and then this is what we do, right? But after listening to you, I mean, probably this is a caution for people who would want to, you know, pay visit to a Tirtha Kshetra the right way. So where is this Dundiraj?
He's just outside. Anyone in Kashi can guide you. I have Shishas in Kashi also. So Dundiraj Vinayak, the story of Kashi is Shiva once left Kashi, right? And then they needed someone dharmic to take over and run Kashi. And then they got a king, Divodasha. And King Divodasha was running Kashi very brilliantly. But he said, on one condition, Shiva cannot come back.
Oh, okay.
So then all the Devatas wanted Shiva to come back. So first he sends different beings, the yoginis, the Adityas, all deities to get Divodasha out. But they saw him being so well managing that place, all of them stayed there. Finally he sends Vinayaka. Vinayaka goes there as a Brahmin who goes to the king and say, this is not done properly, that's not done properly. He puts a seed of doubt in the mind of
the
Raja. And then he slightly deviates from Dharma. In that sense, Shiva was able to enter Kashi back again. And then he was very happy with his son and said, you are the prince of Kashi. And anyone who wants to see me will have to see you first. So that is the story from Skanda Puran.
Got it. So that's how we have to pay a visit to Dundi Vinayak first. And you were talking about every place has
Kshetrapala.
Now, who is a Kshetrapala?
Kshetrapala is the guardian of the Kshetra.
So why do you need a Kshetrapala?
So Kshetrapala is basically the spirit of the Kshetra, the embodied being of the Kshetra. He is the guardian of a space. So a Kshetrapala can have very, very in-depth meaning, multi-layered meaning. In the more primary meaning of a Kshetra, he is the guardian.
Guardian of the place, guardian of the people, guardian of the locals.
Yes. So when you go more in depth, the meaning has more deeper meaning. For example, when you are a mantra sadhaka, and when you're doing mantra sadhaka, your aim of mantra sadhana is to embody the divinity within you. Right? So when, let's say you are Shiva Bhakta and you're doing Panchakshari mantra, Namah Shivaya mantra, the aim is to have Shiva live in your heart. So when Shiva lives in your heart, this becomes the Garbhagriha of the temple.
Yes.
When this is the Garbhagriha, this body becomes the Kshetra. And then the Kshetrapala becomes the one who protects you.
So the same theory, like we all have been told that we are all guarded by an angel.
Yes.
Every human has a guardian angel.
Yes.
Likewise, the whole world functions that way.
Yes.
Even the place has a guardian angel. But there is one doubt here. Let's say in Kashi, it's Shiva, it's Ganesha. Then they are all such powerful energies. Why do they need protection?
So this is just the Leela of Shiva. If you go to a Agama temple of Shiva Bhagavan, you will see Palakas just outside Shiva. So why does the Lord of the universe need protection? Who actually protects Lord Shiva? Right? It's Shiva himself protecting himself. So who can protect Shiva other than Shiva? Right? So it is just a Leela where he is the Kshetrapalaka, he is also the main deity. Right?
So why the Leela then?
So in Tantra Sadhana we say that Shiva and Devi came down to earth, to creation, and took the multitude of forms as men and women to experience the infinite human experience of being a man and a woman. So every man is actually Shiva, every woman is actually Devi, and the spiritual aspect is for you to understand that through sadhana and spiritual practice, that you are a divine being experiencing a human life.
Oh.
So-
And also vice versa.
Yeah, and also vice versa. So that is the point of Tantra. It's a grand Leela. So when we are talking about Kshetrapala, now every temple will have a Kshetrapala, every temple will have a Ganesha. So the idea is there's a Shakti, there's an energy, there's a Devata. Ganesha qualifies you for that Shakti.
How?
He qualifies you. That means only through him you can reach the Devata. That's why in every puja people do
Ganesha
Satyanarayana
Vahana
puja, any homa you do Ganesha puja,
first.
Vinayaka puja. Whatsoever, even if you are doing Mahaganapati homa, you still have to do a Vinayaka puja, even for him. Right? So the Vinayaka or the Ganesha always qualifies you for that Shakti. So that's why you pay respects to him, to make yourself qualified to attain that blessings from that Kshetra.
Okay.
The Kshetrapala says how much of that you can bring back.
Meaning?
So Ganesha allows you to take that Shakti. And then you have the darshan of the main Devata.
Yes.
You get that Shakti. Once you are leaving the Kshetra, you need to show your respects to the Kshetrapala. And he will tell you of that energy you have taken, how much you can actually bring back.
Oh, for example, in Kashi, I think I went to the Bhairava,
Kala Bhairav temple.
Kala Bhairava temple.
Yes.
So is Kala Bhairava the Kshetrapala?
Kala Bhairav is the Kotwal and the Kshetrapala of Kashi. He's the main
Oh, that's why
Kshetrapala.
they make the circuit.
Yes.
Like you visit the main temple and then you have to go to Kala
Yes.
Bhairava and then go back.
Yes. So Ganesha will be the first Ganesha, the first deity you visit. And then the Kshetrapala will be the last one. And even outside of Kashi and a lot of other Kshetras, there will be a concept called Sakshi Ganapati. So the cute story is he will write down that, oh, you have been in this Kshetra. He will be that witness. So
Sakshi.
when at the end of your life, when the Yamadudas come, there's this proof, no, I went to this Kshetra. It's a cute story, but that's why they always have Ganesha to qualify you in these Kshetras, and a Kshetrapala to ensure not just the protection of the Kshetra, but also how much you can actually take back.
So thanks for guiding us through the foundation of how each Kshetra has these three triangles and all has to be met.
Yes.
So now in this case, let's say I've been to Kashi, I'm not sure if I've done this in the same right order. Like I said, Ganesh visit and then the main temple and the Kal Bhairav. So people like us who've not done the circuit the right way, so which means to say we have not gotten the fruit of it.
That is a very simplistic way of putting it. By virtue of being in a Kshetra, you will have benefits. But the full benefits, if you have done something without knowing, is different than you know it and not doing it.
So unknowingly, even if you have done that,
Yeah.
there is some merit which is still given to you.
There's merit. So there will always be merit. Getting exactly what you wanted from it is another thing. Right? So example, I will say, people always say Shiva is Ashutosha, he is easily pleased. The North, they will always say Shiva is Ashutosha, he is easily pleased. But then he is easily pleased, right? But all the asuras in the Puranas who had to do tapas for so long just to get his blessings, just to get his boon, why did he have to do tapas, that kind of ugra tapas, when he is easily pleased? Easily pleased is one thing, giving you what you want is another thing. Your boss might be happy with your performance, but giving you a bonus is another thing altogether.
So how do we move on to the next part of it? Like how to get what you ask from a Devata?
So how to get what you want? Spiritual practice.
Meaning?
Spiritual practice. There are lots of spiritual practices around. So you have stotrapat, you have mantra sadhana, you have nama japa. This is all to connect you with that Devata.
Parallelly now the new age law of attraction and manifestation. So can we kind of break these so that, in one line explanation as to what these are? Like for a youngster who's watching, 17-year-old or a teenager, how should they understand the stotra practice and live with this modern digital world, with still India being the home of ancient wisdom and energies practices?
So, mantra, stotra, and namajapa, these are all practices that one can do if you have a specific form of devata that you have affinity for. So, why do we have affinity for a particular form? Purva Janma samskaras, upbringing, your own psychological tendencies, all of these play a part. For example, in the Avengers, someone would like Hulk, someone would like Thor, someone would like Captain America. Some would have been comic readers who have this, but some would just be attracted to a specific quality of these forms. How did that come about? Could have been from things that they did in their past lives or their upbringing. So, I'll give you an example. Someone who likes to be strong but humble, not a show off, and always be kind, caring, but with a lot of inner strength. They might be attracted to a being like Hanuman Swami. Right? Someone who hated their discipline master growing up, like me, who hated authority figures, they were always the anti-authority. So they would probably jive with a Bhairava Swami who's not part of that main, a deity where you offer cigars and alcohol and who's outside of the mainstream. So your tendencies play a part.
Oh, so it's your human emotions, your behavior that will also kind of make you choose a particular
Yes. So
deity.
that all plays a part. It's a mixture of everything.
So even let's say as a kid, we are all like an empty blank phone wherein our parents are installing the apps that should be there in the phone through which we operate that phone, right?
Yes.
Like our belief system, everything. Like I remember as a kid, probably I was exposed to Rama, I was exposed to Raghavendra Swami, because my parents and my family circle believed in that.
Yes.
So let's say if I'm only limiting my exposure to these devatas or deities because my family is around them. So I'm limited to that only.
It's not limited. I wouldn't say limited because each devata form is really like a ocean,
To be explored.
right? To be explored. So to say that it's limited, like Rama is never ever limited in any way, shape, or form.
No, I meant in terms of the choice. Like as grown up today, I have at least exposure to some 25 devatas.
So, example, there are people who also have grown up with one devata from their family upbringing, but once they grow up, they related to another devata.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
Or sometimes the devotion from another janma, it blooms after some time.
Oh,
Right.
too many layers.
Yeah, so we can't really say. There's some people who have always worshipped like very, very Saumya devatas, and then something happens and then they get attracted to the Ukra devata. Something happens in their life, something changes, something gets triggered.
So it's your own energy, your own feelings, which is attracting the similar energy deities or opposite energy deities.
Anything. Both works. Like you could have done a lot of sadhana for one form of deity, right? The fruits of the sadhana might bloom only at 30 years old.
Oh.
Right? Because the seed has been planted.
Ha.
At 30 years old, then the seed blooms, right? And
So
then you have a sudden fascination for this deity. It's not just unconscious, it came from something.
So sub question here, because a lot of them, like you have these concepts of Ishtadevata, Kula Devata, Grama Devata. So how much time should one invest in a particular deity or the devotion or the belief? Because I've seen like somebody was worshipping Ram and they were worshipping, nothing was happening, suddenly they changed worshipping their own devatas and all of that. Have you also come across these things?
So, how much time? I think that's why in our Sanatana Dharma, we always say start with Ganesha. So, the belief is if you have some deity you are destined for, Ganesha will send you to the deity. If you're not destined for other deities, Ganesha will keep you
Got it.
for himself.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
So we have that aspect, and we talk about Grama Devata. So there's this political thing where people say, the Vedic gods and the Grama Devatas, which is really funny because 3-4 generations ago, everybody was living in Grama only. There was no such thing as Grama Devatas, they were Devatas only.
Oh, right.
Right?
So I think you kind of helped us understand. That's the triangle.
Yeah.
The main god, the Kshetrapala is your Grama Devata, and the
Yeah.
other one is Ganesh.
So when we say Grama Devatas, everyone was living in Gramas only. So I would tell my wife that in India, you have this thing called Singapore fried rice that they sell in some Chinese-based restaurants. In Singapore, we don't call it Singapore fried rice; it's just fried rice only. So we
Oh.
all lived in Gramas only. So they were the Devatas,
Yes.
right? So this entire thing of Grama Devatas, Mula Devatas, it's a unfair comparison.
Mm-hmm.
And Grama Devatas are nothing but the emanations of the Mula Devatas or the Para Devatas.
Now, Moola, I understand. What is Paradevata?
Paradevata is another name for Mula Devatas.
Okay.
The great gods, Lord
Got
Shiva, Vishnu, Devi. Right? So the great god, let's say goddess Ma Durga. And in the villages we have Ma Shitala Devi. In Tamil Nadu we have Mariamman, the goddess of rain. So they are not different. They
Can
are
you
the
please help us understand the hierarchy of gods here? Firstly, Vedic gods.
So there is actually, when we talk about hierarchy, we, especially Indians, try to impose certain hierarchy on everything. We have been burdened by caste system, and we try to put a caste system even on the divinities as well, right? So there is no hierarchy. It's just the manner of worship is different,
Okay.
right? So
Manner meaning?
So example, when we do Agama based temple, a Lord Shiva temple, there are a lot of rules and regulations on how to do Pratishta, how the temple should be built. It is based on Agama rules. There are 28 Agamas. Different places in Tamil Nadu, we follow different Agamas.
What is Agama?
Agamas are the books that emanated from the 5 faces of Lord Shiva.
Oh, 5?
Faces of Lord Shiva. Satyajata, Vamadeva, Aghora, so on and so forth. So these tell you how to worship Lord Shiva, how to build temples for Lord Shiva, how a temple should be managed,
Wow.
right? Shiva is universal, but when you are bringing him down into a temple, rules come into play.
Crazy.
And even in this Agamas, they tell you if a temple is built by a king, the rules are very restrictive. A lot of pujas has to be done.
Like even in Kantara,
Yeah.
chapter 1, recently we saw that, right?
Yeah.
The Shiva
Yes.
temple and what all happens.
So a king built temple has multiple rules, a lot of rules. And then going down, a temple built by a merchant. Back then they call it Vaishya person.
Varna Beda.
Yes. They have a bit lesser rules. And then you have the third category of temples, Swayambhu.
Swayam Udbhava.
Yeah.
It's come on its own.
Yes. That has lesser rules. The fourth one that has almost no rules is a temple built by a true Bhakta.
Wow.
If it's built by a true Bhakta, even without doing any of that daily 6 pujas, everything, the Shakti will be there. Because Shiva made it so that even his Swayambhu is still lesser than one built by a true Bhakta.
Wow. So why were these rules made, sir?
So, when we have Shiva, Shiva is universal. But when you want to bring him down into a certain structure to get specific benefits, so this has to be, the energy has to be directed a certain way.
Mm-hmm. So when it comes to a king building a temple, why is that it's so elaborate?
Because he has so much resources.
So
And a lot of times kings are building it because as an extension of their empire building only.
So, no wonder, like, I can now think of a reference of a temple built by kings, Ananta Padmanabha temple. Like I mean, it's said that a lot of gold and all of treasure was put in, and the temple was built on the
Yes.
treasure. So I mean, now the correlation. Why is that some temples have so much of treasure to be buried under, and why is that some temples don't demand that?
So when you're talking about agama-based temples, the rules are very, very fascinating actually. First you need to find a piece of land. And then in the piece of land, you need to check if there are other beings living in that piece of land.
Other beings meaning the other.
So we have this concept, if you have done a Griha Pravesh at home, the Pandita will come and call the Ishtadevata.
Mm-hmm.
So the Ishtadevata, Indra, Varuna, Vayu, Soma, Kubera, these beings who guard the 8 cardinal directions. So whatever is done in a Griha Pravesha is done in a much more massive scale in temple building according to Agama rules. So why these Ashtadikbalas are, each Ashtadikbala rules over a specific form of being. Like the Nagas, the Gandharvas, the Brahma Rakshasas. Right?
So that they don't come and eventually trouble you later.
So when you're building the temple, they might already be living there. So you call these Ashtadikbalas and you negotiate with these beings. Said, okay, we are building a temple for Shiva. We'll give you another spot somewhere. So example, Nagas like water. So they will transport the being into a place with like waterfalls.
So how will they negotiate
They have something called either through oracles or through prasannam. This Kerala, Nambudiris, they will do something called prasannam to see whether the deity is happy. Yes, Choli.
The cow day we call in Kannada, so in English, interesting.
So that's how they build first. They call the Ashtadikpalas to make sure this transition is smooth, since they rule over these beings. Only then you can even do the Bhumi Puja of a temple.
Deep, these things are. Sir, I think you're an oracle yourself.
Yeah, I serve as an oracle.
Right. So firstly, read it somewhere, very interesting line. Oracles are the microphones of the gods. So it's through you all, you become the vessel for the voice to be heard. So firstly, I mean, the whole system itself is so unique and surprising, right? Why is that the system is like through oracle, or the universe has always spoken to us, universe or the God that you want to call, it always talks to us through numbers, they say, through oracles and through these signs and symbols. So what is the foundation of all of these unique ways of the unknown trying to talk to us?
So the oracle system is actually the most ancient spiritual practice that man knows. In any indigenous practice, in any indigenous society, if you look back at what is their most ancient form of spirituality, there's always been through the oracles, through the shamans.
Shamans in the Chinese.
Yes, so a lot of people who have not, educated themselves, they see these systems in India and they think this is a backward practice.
Or a performance.
Performance or superstition without having done any research, any education on it, and just make up their mind on these things.
So let's educate them. Who is an oracle, and how is that only some people can be an oracle and not everybody can be?
Right. So, for example, when Greece was under attack, King Leonidas went to meet the oracles of Delphi.
Mm-hmm.
So the oracles of Delphi were this particular set of women where Apollo, their Greek god, would descend into their body and tell them, give them intuitive knowledge and instructions. And King Leonidas went to meet them and to see whether he would win this war. And the oracle said that either the Spartans would lose a king or all of Greece would be conquered. So taking that to heart, he went on a basic suicide mission with his 300 bodyguards and fought to death with the Persians. But that death galvanized all of Greece, and they fought back against the Persians, and they eventually defeated the Persians. Later on, it was these same oracles that Alexander the Great would also go and consult. And all around the world, people would go to the oracles of Delphi to consult the devatas of their tradition. Right? In the Chinese traditions, we have the same thing.
Shamans.
The shamans, the oracles. So there's a book where they talk about the Song dynasty, where there was a census taken back then on the number of oracles that are registered in the government of the king. 2,000 oracles were registered there.
Wow.
So we know that this practice was already there in the Chinese community as well.
So it's a common practice.
It's a very common practice. So originally, before we had like specific, very ritualized forms of spirituality, the first form was when oracles or shamans had these deities descend upon them to explain, to talk, to commune with the community. And that's how the first forms of spirituality came about. Some of them through getting their mind in the same stream as the deity. This can be done in many ways throughout many cultures. Some use certain herbs, certain drugs. Some used specific beats of the drums, specific music
To align.
that mind of us, which is always misaligned, for a specific period of time into that energy of that devata.
Crazy. This is just like a radio
Yes.
tuning into a particular frequency.
Yes. So for some time, your body gets aligned, the body of the shaman or the oracle gets aligned to that frequency of the devata, which allows the devata a vessel that is conducive for his or her energy to descend down and to speak with the community who worships them.
Crazy. Now, who chooses? Like, do I choose to be the oracle, or it's the divine choosing?
There's actually two streams. One is by bloodline.
Oh.
Second is by initiation.
So, bloodline is?
Bloodline is the oracle's family, grandfather, great-grandfather. They've all been oracles.
Oh. Okay.
So it passes down by bloodline. By initiation, like when I was serving as an oracle for 12 years, that I stopped after my guru passed on, was your guru gives you that Shakti of the Devata. Right? So there's initiation-based oracles and bloodline-based oracles.
Initiation, what happens usually?
So initiation...
Again, the guru finds you. It's not that it's not like you making a move that, I want to be an oracle and then I start searching for a guru, or what happens?
No, it doesn't work that way. And the guru knows more than what you desire. Right? So for example, my guru was a oracle for this deity called Munishwaran. So in Bangalore, there's a lot of temples of this Munishwaran form.
There's a whole area in the name, Munishwara block.
Yes, Munishwaran is the form of Shiva. So I served as a Shishya from the age of 12 to 19. And then I became the main Shishya, the head Shishya for my guru. So 12 to 19, you're still a very young kid. You have a lot of ideas and illusions in your mind. And at 19, you usually have an assistant oracle in these traditions. You have the main oracle, you have an assistant oracle. So sometimes the main oracle is sick or unwell or traveling and he is not able to perform the duties, or she's not able to perform the duties. Like my guru was a female.
Oh,
right?
That was my next question.
Yeah.
So oracles can be both male and
oracles
female.
can be both male. Gurus, oracles is not defined by gender at all. So when I was 19, I was supposed to be ready to become the assistant oracle. So I was like all ready to be an oracle of Munishwaran, and this particular form of Munishwaran is Raja Munishwaran, the kingly Munishwaran.
Oh, even in that you have types.
Yes, multiple forms of Munishwaran.
Like how even in Bhairava you have Ashtadevata.
Yes. So in the same way, but then I didn't get that. My guru said I'm not meant for Munishwaran. So he gave me the Shakti or the Shakti part of a different deity called Karuppan Swami or Sangli Karuppan. And I hated my guru at that point of time because I was very angry. Why didn't I get this? 19 years old. So you can imagine. And then with time and life experiences, I realized that my guru knew better than me, and this Devata was meant for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I served as an oracle for Karuppan for 12 years.
Oh, wow. And that's what made you to write this book, Sangli
Karuppan.
Sangli Karuppan.
So
who is Sangli Karuppan?
So we were talking about Kshetrapalas.
Yes.
And in each area, like in Bangalore, Munishwaran is actually a Kshetrapala of Bangalore.
Mm-hmm. Like you have lots, like
Yes.
Annamma, we have
Yes.
the Bangalore Kshetrapala ki.
Yes. So
Is it?
every land area, there will be a form of guardian who lives in that area. So the moment you start neglecting the Kshetrapala of that area, the place starts going down.
Oh,
So-
why is that again?
Because they are the soul of that space.
It's like how you don't water a plant.
Yeah.
It dies. So same thing, huh?
Same thing.
So energy.
Yes. So in Coimbatore, Madurai area, Karuppan is the one of the strongest Kshetrapalakas down there.
Oh.
And Karuppan is known as a form of Bhairava. A Grama Devata form of Bhairava, fast acting, quick acting form of Bhairava Swami.
So why did you say fast acting, quick? Because we've heard this. Compared to the main devatas, the Kshetrapalas, Palakas, they give answers quickly. They give you the results quickly. Is it true?
So we call them Bhulogavasis. They live nearer to the
Humans.
earthly plane.
Kshetrapala.
Kshetrapalakas and Grama Devatas. So the story of Kshetrapalakas and Grama Devatas is the Siddhas and Rishis of old went through the length and breadth of Bharat to spread spirituality. And went to all these Gramas, they realized these normal Grama people, they can't do intensive sadhana. They can't sit and do japa. They need to go work on the fields for hours. And they're not looking for moksha or spiritual elevation or something philosophical. Their needs were very simple. The crops must be protected. Diseases must be eradicated. Right? Vamsha vritti must happen.
Wow.
Basic things that people have. And they realize that these innocent villagers don't have the time to do all sorts of things.
Sadhanas.
So they besieged the goddess, because who is the most compassionate? Ma is the most compassionate. The mother is always the most compassionate. So in her grace, the great Devi came down in a limited form as Shitalama, Mariamma. Right? So as the great Devi, as Durga, she gives you dharma, artha, kama, moksha, everything. Your entire gamut of human existence. But they're not looking for that. So an essence of her, non-different from her, comes down to the village. You don't have to do build big temples. You don't have to do 6 times puja a day and abhisheka. Once a year you do a Bali puja. Once a year everybody come together as a community and serve the deity. The deity is pleased. Right? So when Mother herself came down, all the other devatas have no choice, also have to come down. So Shiva comes down as Munishwara, Bhairava comes down as Karuppa. So everyone comes down because of compassion. And since they are in essence, right, one aspect. They are not there to give dharma, artha, kama, moksha, one particular aspect. So they are much more fast acting because they are limited to that one particular aspect.
It's like general doctor versus an orthopedician.
Yes, exactly. So that's how this entire tradition came about.
Oh, beautiful. It's so deep and it logically makes every sense. Because one might ask, like they say, in India we have Mukoti Devatas, 3 crores. So one would always ask, why do you need so many Devatas and then Shaktis?
Because we don't have spiritual scarcity.
Beautifully explained. So now comes the understanding of Kshetrapalakas, Palakis.
Kshetrapalas, yes.
So that's why they give quick results and they are more specific to our survival needs.
Example, I would give you one of Karuppan's stories. A lot of Grama Devata stories are not in text. They are in village ballads. They have these songs. They sing about them.
Road plays, street plays.
Yeah, and if you go to 10 different villages, they'll give you 10 different stories, right? But that's how spirituality forms. It becomes localized and it becomes embodied to that particular place. Like you will have 10, 20 places in India that says that's where Shiva and Devi got married in, right? And you will have that particular regional dressing of that deity Shiva and Parvati as well, right? So in which place did Shiva and Parvati got married in? It's not that Shiva and Parvati got married, but everyone localizes it, so it means something to them. So the stories will develop to localize that particular form of God.
So now the next question would be, whom should I ask for a wish? Is it the Kshetrapalakas or is it the main deity?
So when we say wish, what kind of wish? If you need protection, you go to the Kshetrapalaka.
Oh.
If you need rain, you need health reasons, you go to Mariamman, Ma Shitalama, right? You need, so it depends on what kind of needs you have. When we say Kshetrapalaka, they come immediately when you need help. You don't need to do japa. Just that taking their name itself is
Enough?
Is enough. If you do it with faith, their deity will come. So I have mentioned this story before. So I have this friend who's a high-ranking police officer working in the Northeast, and we all know the situation in Northeast, politically and otherwise. So he's a great Hanuman Bhakta, right? Even he looks like a Hanuman Swami only. Very brave police officer. One day his puja space caught on fire, and no matter how strong you are and how much in authority you are, he has 2 young daughters. You will still have fear.
Yes.
So he messages me, "Bye, can I call Karuppa? I'm very afraid right now. Something doesn't feel right." Say, go ahead and call him. He will definitely come. Within 5 minutes he calls me back. "Bye, I'm starting to smell shurut outside my house."
What smell?
Cigar.
Surut.
That
Surut,
Indian
okay.
cigar.
Bidi.
Bidi. That is an offering that they give to Karuppan. Indian cigars. But I started smelling this cigar very strongly at the entrance of my house at the door. Why isn't he coming inside? Did I do something wrong? I say, he's a Kshetrapala. You called him for protection. He's going to come and stand at the entrance for protection only. He's not coming there to have tea and coffee with you, no? So that was instant.
Interesting. Now comes the next question. There's a very similar Kshetrapalaka probably in Mangalore. Koragaja.
It's the same form of the deity.
Guliga.
Yes.
Which we even saw in Tantra Chapter 1. Why is that we offer, like you mentioned BD, the Indian cigar. So for Korgaja, we offer betel leaf, chakli, murk, and I think liquor bottle. So the question is, so these offerings, how are they decided? Is it that they liked it when they were present in the human form, or what is it like?
So there's 2 aspects to this. When God is formless, nirguna, there's no likes, there's no dislikes, there's no attributes, right? But we cannot associate with an attributeless, formless God when we want things. For that, only a God is attributeless can have a multitude of forms. Because he is attributeless, he can take any form, or she can take any form they want. And when form comes into the picture, likes and dislikes also come into the picture. Right?
So a metaphor, electricity is electricity. If it comes to tube light, light comes. If it comes to TV screen, visuals come.
Yes.
Likewise, if it comes to probably washing machine.
Mm.
So that we understood. So now you are saying the minute the identity comes, the likes and dislikes also follows.
Yes. And when these devatas descended back in the day, in ancient times, what was given to them? Whatever the people were having,
Oh,
right?
so they have given that.
They themselves consume.
So
And this is actually a lot as per Shastras, right?
there is one doubt here
Yes.
also. Like, why is that in Tirupati there is vada, there is ladu? Likewise, every temple has different offerings. So I think it's very interconnected.
So in Tamil Nadu, there's these temples, the 6 temples of Murugan. Murugan is a very popular deity in Tamil Nadu. They call it the Parani, Tiruchendur. So the 6 temples of Murugan. Now everyone goes there. It is worshipped all in the same way. In the Padati called Shaiva Siddhanta Padati. But if you read the history of these temples, it was not like that in the past. Every community had a particular Murugan temple. So they even tell you, like there's this text called Tirumurugatruppade, which is about 3,000 years old. And they mention the Arupade, these 6 temples are the Arupade temples, and how each temple was meant for one community.
Oh,
There will be one community that only the rishis went and worshipped, and they will describe the rishis. They were skinny, they would wear deer skin, and they would worship Murugan in one particular Murugan temple as through internal worship, through energy. One other temple was worshipped by the Andanas or the Brahmanas. They would worship Murugan through the holy fire, Yajna. One was worshipped by the fishermen community. They would give dried fish. They would give that alcohol that they keep, these fishermen would use back in the day. They would offer that.
oh.
One was worshipped by the tribal community. They would offer the hunted meat, wild boar, right? Liquor, all of that they would offer. So each temple was worshipped in a manner by that particular community. And Murugan accepted all. Right? He is beyond all of these things. He accepts everything. Later on, when a king gets converted to a particular, like Vaishnavism or Shaivism, and then they put an edict, okay, everyone follows these rules. Eventually, these temples became Shaiva Siddhanta based temples. The prayers are done in this particular way. But that was not originally the same way.
So now Sangli Karuppan is a powerful form of Bhairava, right?
Yes.
So can you help us understand the concept of Bhairava?
See the
Who
concept
is
of
Bhairava?
Bhairava is very, very intricate. I'll explain to my level of understanding. So Bhairava is none other than Shiva,
Form of Shiva.
a form of Shiva.
Is he a terrifying form?
So when we say terrifying, we have to understand what do you mean by terrifying, right? Among sadhakas, people who practice spiritual practice, mantra sadhana, initiated sadhanas and things like that, we have 3 main forms of Bhairava. When we say terrifying, most people talk about Kala Bhairava, who is the Kshetrapala of Kashi. He is also there in Ujjain. Kala Bhairava is known because when Lord Brahma was egotistical and saying he is the Lord of the entire universe, from Shiva's fury, a light emanated and out came Bhairava, who pinched out one of the heads of Brahma. And then that led to Brahmahati dosham. Brahmahati dosham. Brahmahati dosha. If you destroy, if you kill a Brahmana and things like that, you have this particular dosha. So that head of Brahma, the 5th head of Brahma, got stuck in Kala Bhairava's hand.
Oh.
And then he walks for 12 years everywhere until he reaches Kashi, and that 5th head drops. The place that the 5th head drops is Kapala Mokshana Tirth in Kashi.
Oh.
And then Kala Bhairava becomes the Kotwal of Kashi. Right? So we see Kala Bhairava in that form. There is just one form of Bhairava. Right?
Oh, is it?
So there's two other main forms of Bhairava.
It's not that it's Ashta Bhairava.
We'll get to that later. So the second form of Bhairava is Bhatak Bhairav, the
Bhatak.
boy form of Bhairav. So he's very famous in the north, in Delhi, in Bengal. Even among the Kashmiri Pandits, they would do a particular puja for him every single year. Bhatak Bhairava worship was very, very prevalent.
Why should one worship Bhatak Bhairav?
So Bhatak Bhairav is the boy form of Bhairav. And his story is, there was a demon called Apat, who would give a lot of problems to sadhakas when they are doing their sadhana. So out of the Mahavidyas, the great Devis, a boy comes. And this boy, who is non-different from Shiva, would destroy these asuras. And Bhatak Bhairav, being a child form, is easier to please. Kala Bhairava is a bit harder to please. Bhatak Bhairava is easier to please because he's a boy. Just like how people can worship Lord Krishna, or they can worship the Laddu Gopal. So we have Bhatak Bhairav, and since he's a child, it's easier to please him. And he has three forms also. You have his Satvika form, where he's Shuddha Spatika. He's the color of the Shuddha Spatika. White.
Crystal clear.
Yes, crystal clear. So you worship him for spiritual enlightenment. And then you have the second form, which is copper red. You worship him for material benefits. And then you have the third form that he takes, where he is the form of the dark clouds before rain. That form you pray to that form for issues with your enemies and prayogas and these things. So Bhattaka has three forms. Then you have the third form of Bhairava, who is more prevalent in the south among Shakta Upasakas or Devi Sadhakas, those who worship Lalita Mahatripura Sundari,
Sri
Chakra worship. They have a form called Swarna Akarshana Bhairava. So he has Bhairavi on his lap. His Shakti is Bhairavi. He holds a Kumbha and a Trishul. So this form of Bhairava came about when Mahalakshmi gets cursed by Durvasa, and she loses her luster and her wealth and everything, and she does tapas to Bhairava, and he comes in this form to give back whatever the Shri Tattva is. So this form of Bhairava protects you and keeps you from losing your wealth, and also having the ability to keep your wealth. Getting wealth is one thing, ability to retain it is another thing.
So that's the third form, the Swarna
Akarshana Bhairava. So these are the three main forms that sadhakas worship when it comes to Bhairava.
Sadhakas include even humans who are sadhakas.
Most sadhakas are humans only. So those who have been initiated, they are following a particular mantra practice, they have been following some guidance from a guru. So they follow these things.
Like they get these initiation for Sri Chakra now. There are a lot of gurus who give these
yes, exactly.
Bij Mantra and then they have to do
Bij Mantra practice and so on and so forth.
Okay.
And Kal Bhairava is worshipped simply by laymen. In Tamil temples, you will see him as the Kshetrapala of Shiva temples. Right at the entrance inside. People worship him to get rid of Shani's Parva, Shani Dosh, Sadhasati. They will worship him there. Lay worship is different. And in the north side where they worship Bhatak Bhairav, they will offer mustard oil as diyas, and they'll burn these diyas on Ashtami Tiris.
Anybody new to these concepts, where should they start?
you can always take the Nama Japa of a Devata. If you like any Devata, not only Bhairava, Hanuman Swami, Rama, Nama Japa is always perfectly safe.
How to do Nama Japa?
Nama Japa is
Like 21 times a day. What time?
like
What is this practice?
don't
rules?
overthink it.
Oh, yeah?
When you start putting too many rules early on, you are bound to fail, and then you are bound to give up on the practice.
Lose interest.
Yeah, lose interest. Do it as often as you can, and then slowly start putting little bit rules for yourself. First, you say, okay, once a day I'm going to do one mala, 108. I will not go to sleep before doing this 108 names. Once you get used to it, and okay, now I'm going to do it on a particular day, on a particular time only. If you start with no practice, I'm going to wake up at Brahma Muhurta, you're not going to last. Your habit has not formed yet.
Yes.
Right? And then when you start doing, you will start to second guess yourself. Am I doing this right? Am I doing this wrong? Right? Guilt will come in. And especially as we are Hindus, we all have great Mahasiddhas as relatives who the moment they know you're in some spiritual practice, they will have a lot of things to say. Right? So keep it simple, and then you will find the Devata will guide you. We had previously spoken about the Kshetrapalas. So the difference is the Kshetrapalas are always invoked in all the Vedic rituals. Any Homa you see, they will be invoked to protect the space, sanctify the space from external negativities. Right? I mentioned before these Nagas, Rakshasas, Buddhas, all these 8 forms of beings that these Kshetrapalas control. So they will stop these negative beings from entering that sacred space during a Griha Pravesh, during a Homa, etc. etc. Now, the Bhairavas are invoked in Tantric rituals.
Now, what is a tantric ritual?
So, Vedic rituals are different from Tantric rituals. So, the Tantras are a specific group of texts. And Vedic texts people know. So, the Tantras are the Shastras for Kali Yuga.
Oh, then Vedics were?
So, Lord Shiva says in the Tantric text that in the Satya Yuga, he gave the world the Vedas. So that man, through tapas, can achieve his aims spiritually and materially. Then when Satya Yuga left, Shiva says that man no longer had the tapas shakti to do that kind of ugra tapas that the Vedic rituals entailed. So, in his compassion, he gave the world the Dharma Shastras. What to do, what not to do. Basically, rules and regulations, the Smritis. So, by following these Smritis very dedicatedly, you will achieve the aims in your life. And then the second Yuga went away. The third Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, came. Shiva says, men no longer have the tapas shakti of the golden age, nor the discipline of the second age. So now I give you the Puranas. Originally there were 2 lakh Puranas. Now we have like 18. And even the 18 are not fully covered.
Understood.
Yeah, understood. So you don't have tapas shakti, you don't have discipline. By bhakti. Because each Purana focuses on one form of divinity. You have Ganesha Purana, which says Ganesha is the ultimate. So if you like Ganesha, you learn from the Puranas and you get connected to him. You have the Bhagavata Purana, that Krishna is ultimate. You have Devi Purana, where Devi is ultimate. Shiva Purana, so on and so
you have
forth.
Garuda Purana also, which is about life after death.
Yes, so whichever form of deity that you resonate with, you worship them in pure bhakti and you will achieve the aims in life.
Okay.
So this was in the Dwapara Yuga. And then in the Tantras, Shiva says, now we are in the Kali Yuga. You no longer have the tapas shakti for the Vedas, nor the discipline for the Dharma Smritis, or the Sharanagati that is needed, the surrender that is needed for the Puranas to work. So now I give you the Tantra Shastras. By virtue of mantra sadhana, you can achieve your aims spiritually and materially. So what happens in mantra sadhana, a lot of people first they get into sadhana for material benefits.
Example?
Let's say someone wants to get married, right? Their marriage is delayed, so they get a mantra related to marriage, and they get initiated. This thing is in Tantra Sadhana, desires are not bad, pleasures are not bad. So it is, we are not sannyasis. So in Tantra Sadhana, we say the cause of desire is Devi, the path of desire is Devi, the fruit of desire is also Devi. Because desire first comes about in creation, where the whole of creation was a void, and then Icha Shakti, the desire to expand, came about from that void. So every desire we have is an extension of that original Icha Shakti of Ma. So if it comes from the goddess, how can it be bad? Right? We are not a form of religion that says these are sins and all that. No. So you work on your desires through Tantra Sadhana. You have the ability to achieve those desires.
So what are the main 3 practices of Tantra Sadhana?
Mantra, Yantra and Puja.
Now what are these 3? Mantra?
So mantra is the Sukshma Rupa of the Devata, the hidden form of the Devata.
Example?
So
like Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu.
That is example, a bija of a Devata, like gum of Ganapati is contains the entire essence of Ganapati.
Oh yeah? Oh, that's why it's called a seed.
Yes.
Bij mantra.
It contains everything. A seed contains the entire tree. The potentiality of the entire tree is contained within the seed, right? So all bija mantras come only from the tantras only. Vedic.
So Tantra is usually looked as scary, Tantra is black magic, all of that. So why is that?
That is because people have this wrong perception of desire. Because Tantra is used to achieve your desire. Even the desire for moksha is also a desire only.
Right.
So what happens is when I told you when specific practices happen and when a king converts everyone to a specific sect, then everybody starts to think the same way. So when specific streams of Hinduism that focuses on sannyasa, the world is bad, the world is maya, these things, when they get political power, when they get,
the narrative can be controlled.
Yes, narrative is controlled. And then it becomes sannyasa path is the best path, which was never ever meant for Hinduism. It was meant dharma, artha, kama, moksha only. Balanced path in spirituality. Right? So I always tell people the graders of Hindus are grihasthas only, not sannyasis. Because who fits the sannyasis? The grihasthas only. Who brings Vamsavriti to the next generation? The grihasthas only. Who teaches their children? The grihasthas only. So all of Hindu dharma relies on the grihasthas, and for that you need to achieve in your career, you need to teach your children, wealth, everything comes, and that is achieved through Tantra. And what happens is, everybody is skeptical by nature, which is good, right? It is very good to be skeptical.
Okay.
Right? And that's why Tantra comes about. You do the sadhana for some time, you see results. That gives you belief. Oh, okay. And then like, okay, there is something to this. You can learn all the great Mahavakyas of the Vedas, right? Aham Brahmasmi and all that. The first problem you have in life, you fall down. Because it's all intellectual gymnastics. It is not rooted within you. When you do sadhana, you start to experience. And then like in the first, let's say Purasharana. When you get initiated, there's this thing called Purasharana, where you do 1 lakh japa of the mantra, 10,000 Oma Ahutis, 1,000 Tarpanam, 100 Marjanam, and then you feed 10 people. That is an extended Purasharana, a mantra practice, which you build on slowly. And then you will definitely see a result.
Wow.
Right? And then that gives you, okay, there's something to this thing. This is not something just mental or psychological. And after some time, eventually, when things start getting answered, your prayers start getting answered, your belief gets rooted.
Stronger.
And after a couple of years, you don't even ask the Devata for anything. You still do the sadhana, you still do the practice, but the Devata knows best what's best for me. I will just leave it to them. I will do the sadhana, but I will not ask for anything. I'll just ask to be closer. So natural Sharanagati happens rather than that forced Sharanagati.
Got it. So can you give an example, like let's say I'm a Hanuman Bhakt. There are multiple ways of worshipping. Some
Yes.
can wear a pendant, some can visit temple, some can wear the thread, some can just, I don't know, when they are in fear, they will remember Nam Jap. So all of these are what?
So Namajapa is just basically getting yourself inclined to the energy of the Devata.
Okay.
Right? Just starting off to see whether you jive with that energy. Right? Then you move on to stotra parts. Right? Any stotra of the Devata. All the stotras they were given by the rishis has Phalashruti. What is the benefit of reciting the stotra? So if you are looking for specific benefits, stick to the stotras.
Like for example,
Like
Hanuman Chalisa is for what?
Hanuman Chalisa is for protection. Chalisa, Kavacha is all for protection. But every stotra, for example, Bhatak Bhairav's 108 names, it tells you if you are wrongfully imprisoned, if people in power are coming after you. Back then it meant kings and ministers back then. Now it means maybe politicians and bureaucrats. This stotra protects you from them.
Oh.
Right? So every stotra has a Palashruti. So if you are just looking for particular benefits and you are aligned to a particular Devata, you look at the stotras. There will be multiple. Hanuman Swami has multiple stotras. Bhairava has multiple stotras. See what the benefits are.
Where to look up?
You can Google it. And then just recite those stotras.
Got it.
So that, the fire is still away from you to keep you warm, but the fire doesn't burn you.
Wow.
Right? Mantra sadhana is for people who want to go really in depth.
Wherein you become the fire.
Yeah.
But there are chances that it can also burn you.
It can burn you, but then you are the Devata itself, no? So what it means by burn? Example, there are certain Devis where their path to enlightenment means they cut off all attachments. So someone could worship a particular form of Devi, and immediately within a year they get divorced, because the goddess is like taking control away and says that I want you to grow 10 times in spirituality, but only through this you can do.
So a basic understanding is Bhuta and Deva Ganas, every individual, every Devata will have their own entourage. So they are the ones.
Yes.
That so they are not visible to us. They are
not
these
visible to
energies
us.
again.
Yes. So example, people do Chandi Homa. Chandi Homa is very, very famous. So there is proper ritual things you have to do in a Chandi Homa. So Ma Chandi comes, she has these beings called yoginis. These yoginis are semi-divine beings that require bali. So they would at least do Kushmanda bali.
What is that?
That, bitter gourd or pumpkin they will do as the bali,
Oh, they put the
Yes,
kumkum in it
yes.
and then they slice it.
Yes, so some sort of bali has to be given to them so that they are pacified. Right?
Why do they need to be pacified?
Because they are accompanying, they also need payment, right? It's a sort of payment.
Oh, it's like
Yes.
taking care of the energy. Like
Yes.
I'm giving you an offering.
Yeah.
Energy exchange.
You call a VIP, they are entourage come, you give them tea and coffee as well, right?
Like that. Got it.
So what happens is, if they don't pacify the yoginis in a Chandi Puja, people attending the Oma will get sick. The Shastras say they like people's bone marrow. So they start taking up the energies present in the people's bone marrow and they get sick. So you go to a certain Oma and then you come back really, really sick. You're like, what just happened? I just went for what I was thinking it's
Damn, should be very careful even attending the right homas then.
Yes. So or the right people doing the homas.
Right people doing the homas, yes.
So what happens is, for Chandi Ma, Batuka is always worshipped together because Batuka is called Yogini Pati, the Lord of Yoginis. So he is always worshipped when people are doing Chandi Sadhana, for example, because he controls these other beings.
Whole system here with
Yeah.
hierarchies put in place.
Yes, so that's why when you go into Yantra Puja, when you're doing a stotra is very safe. Most stotras are not, problematic. Right? Stotras are always safe. You go into Bija mantras, you need to be initiated. Right? It's like, giving someone a wild horse versus a trained horse to sit on. Someone has already experienced it, has a level of siddhi of the mantra, have done multiple prashanas, they know what are the dangers, so they can navigate. You take it from a book or something, you do not know what are the problems that happens, what are the things you have to look out for.
So thanks for giving us the understanding of the ganas now.
Mm.
So it's like when you're calling a VIP, with them the entourage comes. So first you take care of them, then you come to the main person.
Yes.
So through this, now you're saying yantra is not for somebody who doesn't even have 30 minutes of puja.
So yantra is always done when people do temples. If you see the pida of the statue, the murti, they do a yantra, they place the yantra, and then they place the murti over the pida, and then they connect it both together. Right? So intensive pujas are done for the yantra. Right?
So, I mean, this probably will be for people who have yantras at home. Like we've seen different puja rooms having those little Sri Chakras. Some people have it as ancestors were doing it. Some might have lost the process and belief system and all of that. So I mean, people who have yantras at home, what should they do now?
You have to check from who you got a yantra. You got it from a shop. Probably it's not energized, so it's still safe. Because the best thing that can happen is nothing happens. Right? So sometimes people buy it. Fashion of the year, today there'll be something that's fashionable. Tomorrow there'll be another thing that's fashionable. A proper Sri Chakra requires a lot of worship.
Do you initiate Sri Chakra?
No, I don't know. I only initiate in Ganapati Sadhana and in Karuppan worship. So Sri Chakra has all the crows of Devatas within a Sri Chakra. Right?
So why is usually Sri Chakra Upasana done, sir?
So Sri Chakra Upasana is like the ultimate Upasana for Ma Lalita Tripura Sundari. It's under Shri Vidya. Right? Shri Kula, Shri Vidya they call it. So the ultimate deity is Ma Lalita Tripura Sundari. So all the entire gamut of Devatas are inside this Sri Chakra. Like you were saying, whatever is in this body is also there in the universe, right? We have that Siddha saying, Andathil irkum, Pindathil irkum, right? So it is that only. So you are calling every single energy there.
Wow.
So what happens is you need to know there's a specific mantra you need to be initiated in, and that's not even the first mantra. In Shri, if you are in proper system, they will initiate you in Ganesha Sadhana, some other Devi Sadhana. Until then, even then, with these mantras, you do not have the adhikar to worship Sri Chakra. And then after this level of sadhanas that will take a couple of years, that they will see if you are good enough, you're disciplined enough, then they will give you the mantra.
Sri Chakra mantra, separate mantra initiation.
Yes, and that gives you the adhikar to worship the Sri Chakra. And the Sri Chakra itself, at minimum, you're supposed to do Lalita Sahasrama every single day.
You have to recite it.
Yes, because in the Lalita Sahasrama, every being of the chakra is mentioned.
Thank you. So now I think we were talking about Bhairava, 8 types of Bhairava.
The Ashta Bhairavas. So in pujas, in tantric pujas, what happens is the Ashta Digbalas are first invoked to be the external protectors. They call it the Shtula Bandha. Protect from external interferences. Right?
Like you mentioned, Nagas.
Yes, Nagas, Buddhas, Rakshasas. And then the Ashta Bhairavas are later invoked for Sukshma Bandha. So,
what's that?
Remember, Stula is gross, the material. Sukshma is internal, So, firstly, we have to stop the external enemies from disrupting. And then you need to stop your own internal enemies from disrupting. Right? So, if you read the Purana stories, whenever Ma Chandika Parameshwari goes to war or Ma Kali goes to war, the Ashta Matrukas follow her. These 8 ferocious Devis who also tear apart these armies. Right? But Bhairava always follows them so that they don't go out of control and also destroy the world. So if you see some of these paintings, you have Ma Durga going to war, you have these other smaller Shaktis, at the end there will be Bhairava. Right? So each of these Shaktis, the Ashtamatrukas, represent one of our own internal problem.
Like your Kama Krodha mother.
Yes, Kama Krodha mother. So, arrogance,
Lobha, Matsara.
pride, all of these.
Oh.
So each one of them controls one of the Matruka. So you evoke these Ashta Bhairavas to control your internal enemies. So people, you don't get blindsided by something outside, but you also don't get blindsided by something on the inside. So both sets of deities are invoked when you are doing, especially sadhanas in like a Kshetra, Homa.
Wow. So this is Ashta Bhairavas.
Yes.
Different from other 3 Bhairavas, Kala Bhairav, Batak
Batuk
Bhairav,
Bhairav
and Swarna
Akarshana Bhairav. Yes.
Akarshana
These are
Bhairav.
the directional Bhairavas.
Now, we've seen Bhairava's companion as dog. Is it associated? Why is that we see dog as
Yes, so
a companion of the
everything in Hinduism is not done for fun, right? Everything has a meaning. Sometimes what happens is, along the way, our parents or grandparents forgot the meaning and they say, just go pray. Just don't ask so many questions, because they themselves forgot the meaning, which is a wrong way to go. Vahana is a very important aspect of a Devata. Every deity has a Vahana. So Ganesha has a rat. So why does Ganesha has a rat? A rat, you can never trap a rat. It always finds a way out. So back in the day when we used to keep our grains in these granaries and all that, no matter how you do it, rats will find a way inside. They'll bite through the wires, they bite through the metal, everything. So Ganesha Sadhana, Ganesha always finds you some unorthodox solution out of a mess. Like I mentioned, this person was looking for wealth this way, but he got wealth the other way. Right? His promotion would not have given him the kind of wealth that he was looking for. Right? So he finds this thing that is not even within your purview. So that's what the rat represents. Unorthodox solutions. So Karuppan Swami, my Ishtadevata, he rides a horse, speed. That's why when I say when someone calls him, immediately he goes there. And that form of Karuppan, they have him as Khandoba in other places, always riding the horse, quick response. Right? Now, Bhairava is a dog. Right? First thing about Bhairava is loyalty. A deity like Ganesha, you can worship and just, pay your respects to him, and then you worship other devatas, he'll be fine with it. But Bhairava demands loyalty. You can't have spiritual promiscuity.
Madhab, you can't have a plethora of...
Yes.
Okay, I'll believe Bhairava for this. I'll believe Ganesha for this. No.
It's him or no other.
Oh.
So,
all or nothing.
Yes, all or nothing. So his path is that of loyalty. Secondly, anyone who has a dog, like I do, will know, the dog knows something before you know. When someone is walking outside your door, you might not know. Or even before a relative comes to your house, the dog starts barking. Right? It gives you that intuition. Right? That Bhairava Sadhana gives you the intuition. Before something bad happens, you will have that intuition. You might meet someone, and then they are smiling, they are beautiful, and they are being so welcoming, but something seems off. Right? That intuitive power Bhairava gives. It's like an early warning system. Do what you want to do with it. Later on, if you decide not to follow it, and then you get stabbed, don't come to me. That kind of result is how Bhairava deals with things. So when someone does a lot of Bhairava Sadhana, the intuitive power goes up.
So hence the dog.
Hence the dog.
Oh, it means loyalty. So people who are wanting to do Bhairava Sadhana or pray to Bhairava, it's like all or nothing.
All
You
or
need.
nothing.
So who chooses Bhairava as a favorite god apart from all that inclination and all of that? Is there something that Bhairava only can give, like how they have no?
So
For
Bhairava
the
is
other gods.
basically the non-judgmental god. It's the god of the downtrodden. It's the god of the people who have been marginalized. The god of, he doesn't judge you, right? So he's in the smashan.
Yeah, that's another thing. Why is that Bhairava temples are usually found in the boundaries of towns and cremation grounds?
So it is the boundary. He's a liminal god of who's in between the known and the unknown, right? So when we have a shrine just at the edge of the village, right? After the village is the jungle, right?
Hmm.
It's the unknown. And back in the day, lots of wild animals will be there. Tigers will be there. Anything is unknown, right? Here you are safe space. Next is unknown. Same way, a cremation ground, life and death. We do not know what is after death. That is that unknown. And whenever there's something that's unknown, we all have all sorts of fears when it comes to the unknown. Most of it is only in our head, because there's this saying, the fear of death is worse than death itself.
Always.
So fear is more
kills
than.
you. Yep.
So he's the kind of person, like, he'll bring you in that fear and then roast you in that fear and show you that it's actually nothing to fear. But are you the kind of person who has the ability to take that kind of fire?
Hmm. So hence the location of
The location, yes.
this deity. So now our next question is this is a very common practice which we've been watching in the road. If there are three paths meeting, eggs, some practice being done there, the kumkum and all of that. That's one. Second thing is people say they can do, they can perform some shaktis on you, black magic, the word which is coined, using your hair and nails and all of that. So in this world, how do I know that I'm protected and nothing is performed on me? How do I test it? Firstly, how do I even know that am I subjected to risk, and how to protect next?
Everybody is subjected to risk.
Yeah.
Everybody, there's no one who's fully. If Indra can lose his throne, being the king of the gods, everyone is subject to risk. No one is,
You never know.
You never know. You do your best, right? If your heart is clean and you're doing sadhana and your mind is on the Devata and you're not doing anything nefarious, then you just go about your life. You want to talk about protective things, tools, the Devata's Namajapa. Nothing is more protective than the Devata's Namajapa of your Ishta.
My Ishtadevata.
The Ishtadevata. If you are saying it all the time, it protects you from everything. Even like Nazar and things like that, right? So that's why when a lot of Shri Vidya Upasakas, whenever they address you, they be Shri Matre Namaha. When they say something good, Shri Matre Namaha, right? We all experience these things when we have a new project we are working on and we are so excited, and then we tell it to someone and immediately, shit, I shouldn't have said that. Because you will suddenly feel a little bit of your energy just went away from you saying on an incomplete project. And sometimes you will see that the project doesn't come to fruition because you opened and said. So that's why whenever you even sharing something, like in Tarapir and all that, they always say Joy Ma, Joy Ma, Joy Ma. Joy Ma. It's their way of Jai Ma, they say Joy Ma.
Oh.
Right? So whatever good things you experience in life, Joy Ma. The grace goes to her, everything goes to her. So you protect yourself. Because every single thing you do is in the divine's name.
And everything is going. Oh, even that's why they say Jai Mata Di.
Yes, so everything. So when something good happens, you achieved something in their name. You dedicate it in their name only. Don't keep it to yourself. And I was just having this satsang with my shishyas like a couple of days ago on bhakti, how to incorporate bhakti in daily life. I said, at minimum, when you start your day, you take the name of your Ishta. You end the day, you take your name of your Ishta. Because when you go to sleep, You do not know when you're going to wake up or if you're going to wake up. And if you're not going to wake up, let the divine name be the last thing you have mentioned. When you wake up in the morning, you don't know what kind of things you're going to go through for the day. Maybe you will have to answer a personal emergency. You might not be able to sit down for sadhana or anything. Things happen. We are all humans. Things happen in life. So before all of that, first thing you say the divine's name. So that day is not wasted.
So, I know many people who are very hardworking, very pure, but they don't have any opinion on Ishtadevatas. Like, they don't have any Ishtadevatas. So, what happens to them? Like, people who believe that, I don't want to take any Devata's help. I just want to live. I just want to,
That's
go on
totally
one day.
fine. We are not here in the business of conversion or
So, you're saying people, it's their choice.
it's their choice. See, so like I was saying, we have so many parts in Sanatana Dharma, right? So if you have the affinity, you have an affinity for Devatas. Some people will have the affinity to worship in the Advaita philosophy kind of way. Some people would like to do their spirituality in the yoga, sadhana, kundalini, kriya kind of way. All of that is fine. Everybody has specific affinities. There's no need to convert one person to another way of life. Just live and let live. Just don't judge. Like some people might have a very Vaishnava tinge of worshipping the Devata in this very Satvika manner. Totally fine. Just don't go around to Shakti pits and saying Bali is wrong and this worship is that. Then you are trying to say your worship is better. Right? No one in that who is in that sadhana of Devi who offers Bali, no one goes to you and say that hey, your worship is wrong. So don't do it. Stay in your own lane and
Live and let live.
live and let live.
So, for black magic, you're saying Ishtadevata Prarthana should guide you and probably should act as a shield.
So Ishtadevata Prarthana. Secondly, in the place you live, there will be a Kshetrapala. Like in Bangalore, there's Munishwaran. Right? Always worship the Kshetrapala of the place you live. It might not be a Kula Devata. Right? But now, by virtue of migration and you're living there, that deity, he or she is in charge of that place. Like Khandova is in charge in another place. You are in Madurai, Karuppan is down there. So always worship that deity as much as you can.
How to again? By
visiting the Kshetra, visiting the temple once a week, once a month, and taking their name. Let's say you're spending 1 hour a day on spiritual practice. Right? 90% you can do your Ishtadevata. 10% for that Kshetrapala. To always remember them. Because they have the sole right to protect you in that place. It's like they are the SP of that area. Right? Get connected to that person who has the right of protection and defense down there.
7 signs of divine intervention. 7 signs of divine intervention most people overlook. Is 7 too much, or probably you can reduce the number if you want?
The divine is always intervening. So I tell people you can either believe that everything is divine or nothing is divine. I prefer to believe the first.
When you say everything is divine, why? Or nothing is divine, also why?
So when we say everything is divine, like everything is a blessing by the Devata. Like some people say, they look at everything as a sign, no? Oh, this thing, I was worshipping Ganesha and then this bus with Ganesha comes. It's an innocent belief. It's not harming anybody. Even if that might not be a sign, who's it harming? Right? I've had experiences when I've gone to certain Kshetras and then these things will come in time. Like a divine intervention or a divine sign it won't be like one dream, one time, and then if you don't take action, you are God. Deities don't work like that. They'll knock harder, and then they'll break the door and then they'll drag you out.
Oh.
So in my travels, I was in Delhi once, and someone asked me about Ma Tara's Ashtotra. I don't worship that form of Devi, so I say I don't know. Because most times people get into problem, even gurus, when they say something about some practice they have no idea about. So I don't like to do that. Let's keep my mouth shut. So I don't know. I know a little bit of certain things, but I don't know much. I went back home. I got a message from someone who's having an ashram in Bengal. Hi, saw you in Delhi. Are you coming to Bengal anytime soon? Are you visiting Tarapit? was like, I'll keep it in mind. And then sometime later, I went to Kamakya. A Shisha came to meet me and she gifted me a murti of a Buddhist Tara statue. So I was like, okay, ma, I'm coming to Tarapit. Don't, do anything violent. So
these are the reminders, like you'll keep getting signs.
Yes. So the deity is not going to give you one, sign and then just leave you be. If it's a real sign, it will come multiple times in multiple avenues.
So now that you manifested something for the divine, I have one done doubt. It's a very common thing that I've heard many people say, people who've had divine interventions. Why is that deities or your Kshetrapalas talk to humans in their dreams only? Why does that become a medium?
Everything can be a medium.
Science and
Everything can be a science, but we are just inundated with too much lack of concentration that the only time our mind is free is during the sleep state. If someone is perceptive, they can read signs everywhere. Right? So there are people in Kerala who can read signs from the sound of the lizard or to the sign of someone. They micro-analyze everything. They know everything to that extent. It's a science by itself. But for normal people, where our mind is fully busy all the time, the dream state is the time where it's not doom scrolling and things like that, and we can see it.
I think it's really amazing that we've crossed path, sir, and of course Guruji, like the world would look up to, and probably after a lot of learnings that I've got from you, of course I can also call you Guru. I think it is always that you need to taste and then accept and then So thank you for your time. How was Just Curious India for you, sir?
It's good.
Guru.
Good. Beautiful place.
And it's a tradition that we request our guests to nominate 3 guests to be on the seat here. So, of course, thanks to Ritvik. I think Ritvik Subramania, he was there on Just Curious Kannada and he spoke about the Daivas, Korgaja, and a lot of other, Kshetrapalas that the coastal region of Karnataka has today, which some of them have been represented in Kantara film. So he nominated you, and it is always a chain that we would like to, continue with, the tradition being kept alive. Who do you think is capable and worthy of this seat which will enlighten people?
Shri Guru Rohit Arya is someone you should definitely interview. Even when I was young and I had questions when my Guru passed on, he helped me out a lot. He was there during the temple consecration as well.
What does he
He's a yoga guru.
speak about? Okay, Yoga Guru.
He's one of the smartest people I know.
Sure.
And
Where is he based out of?
I think he's based in Pune, but he travels.
Sure.
Yeah. Because he did a workshop on yoga in Bangalore recently.
I'm sure you'll connect me.
Yeah. And secondly, Pankaj Saxena, who has done this very beautiful Swayambhu Shatrabodh book that is a must read for all Hindus. You should definitely invite him.
Surely.
He's based in Hyderabad.
And any other recommendation? Generally it's 3, but it's fine. I mean, whatever.
These are the 2 I can think about.
Sure. Thank you. And I guess in the end, we usually give a book to all our guests. Are you a big reader? I mean, you're an author yourself.
I'm a voracious reader.
Like they say, the more you read, the more you can develop the skill to write. Is it true in your case as well?
The more you read, the more you know what you do not know. Like even living in this experience of being an oracle and knowing these things that most people did not know. But now when I start speaking to people and then I realize these things goes much deeper and much wider.
Do you miss being an oracle?
No. No.
You're happy being the guru now.
Yes.
Dear Shree Ji, keep seeking and be the light for all the humans waiting to be enlightened. India and the world needs humans/gurus like you to help us keep the tradition alive, tradition and the ancient wisdom alive, with the modern innovation parallelly taking over the world. Too much to write, I think I've said it. So Yeah, for somebody who is so deep in the frame of work that you've been following and you're helping the world. No, this is a very different book, I guess. It's called "You're a Badass: How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life." Is something that I would like to give you, which you're anyways doing, helping people figure out how to be this. I think probably this book can probably add some new
I
flares.
read all kinds of books. Don't worry.
There you go. Yes. And I also have a Sunday love coming in from Polar Bear, the ice cream Sunday zone. So there you go, sir.
Oh, thank you.
And a happy ball.
Wow. My dogs will love it.
So I guess today's episode, I loved it. There's so much to take back. I don't know from which part of the world, which part of India you heard us, you saw us. Do let us know in the comment section as to what kind of changed you after this conversation. What were your aha moments? What belief, limiting belief, are you going to change after today? And how are you going to look at your own Kshetrapalas, Devatas, and most importantly, the choice of the pilgrimage. I mean, the place that you're going to choose, why, how, and what to do. Wow, it's like a big encyclopedia which was kind of put out in probably 3.5 hours conversation. Thank you, sir. Very well explained, very simplified, and logically, all the questions were handled and well explained. Thank you again. Until next time, this is your Bangalore-based RJ turned podcaster, Rapid Rashmi, signing out. And until next time, take care. Continue to stay curious. And how are you going to stay curious? Consume things that you don't know. Consume things that's going to add value to your life. Have conversations which is going to probably elevate you. And use time like a currency, and use your own energy like a currency which is going to help you, help the world around you as well. Thank you, and thanks a lot, sir.